Okay guys, we're going to get started making the backgrounds for our books. So open Autodesk Sketchbook, and then you are going to want to put in these specific numbers for the dimensions. We're putting in these dimensions because we want them to fit what the iMovie is, so you have like a rough deal. If we just do the screen size, it's a lot different. The iMovie screens are a lot wider than what the screen size of your iPad is. So those exact numbers are going to be up in the instructions. And you're going to come in here. So as we make the background, you can do exactly the same. You can do totally different, but we're still creating them in Autodesk. So if you look at this one, my first page background is just blue. So I'm going to fill it with blue. And so I pick the color. I use the color picker to make it the exact same color. Press fill. I'll fill the screen. And then I save that. And I'm going to save it to my images. And so to do that, you click the far right tool up on the left hand corner. You put share image, and then you press save image to, I think Photo Library is where it saves it to. So now we're going to move on to, I'm going to skip the next couple pages because the next couple pages are kind of like that too. And I'm going to go to this window page. So I'm going to import my first page. And since this one page is really only one page of dialogue, but it covers 2 pages, I'm going to go ahead and import the second page as well, so I can kind of put them together so that it kind of all goes together. So you can see me kind of lining them up there. So I did my best. It doesn't have to be perfect, no biggie. And then I'm going to create this one in layers. So see, we have the inside with the orange, and then we have the outside with the blue. And so I'm going to kind of make the night sky. I want it to kind of fit in. So I'm first going to add another layer. So remember to draw these all in different layers. You can see on the right hand side of my screen how different that looks. I'm going to pick a blue, put it in the background. You can do the thing like we did with Bob Ross, where you do lots of streaks over the sky to darken them and make them go darker if you want to do it that way. I think that's what I end up doing here. So when we make this night sky, it's basically like what you're doing with Bob Ross. You're just using darker colors. As you can see, I'm still getting kind of used to how the color drags when you're blending, how the blender works. So I make my night sky. I add the airbrush in to kind of darken that corner a little bit, and then I try to find the stars that I want to use. Took me a couple tries. I finally get it. And then I put that on over there, and then I have my night sky. And so then I'm going to move on to the window. So I hide my night sky, and then I add a layer to draw my window in. I pull out this handy ruler. You'll find it on the top right hand corner, and it helps you get a straight edge, and so it's helping me draw these straight edges you're about to see. Now, if you use an Apple Pencil or any other smart stylus, I do recommend if you're doing something like this with your finger, because then it doesn't have a pressure point. So right here, when you see that perfect edge, that's when I'm using my finger because it's matching. I use the fill tool, fill in the rest of it. And then in my picture originally, there is a little kind of shadow where Max is sitting, kind of like the windowsill. So I didn't want to use the same like tattoo inker pen. I think I used, I don't know, one of them. I like the dry Copics marker. That one was kind of cool. So see, you still learn a little more. So I add that in there, and then it just looked really flat, so I wanted to add in some more texture, and so I used the airbrush to just kind of add in some shading a little bit, make it a little more visually interesting because I was kind of bored. Just make it a little bit different. So then I'm going to save that image. I merge that down. When I save, I merge all the images down on those layer pages so that what I'm exporting is all in one. Just a thing I like to do. So now then with this one where he's walking up the stairs, our last one, I colored the background first, which we kind of sped through a little. Then I used the ruler again to make these stairs, again, because I like the straight lines. You totally don't have to do this. This is very much a Miss Potts personality thing. I will not take off points if your lines aren't perfectly straight. But I make the stairs. I just start with that kind of one flat color. I had the image underneath, see if it's there. Then I can fill it in all the way. And then I can kind of see what their looks are. And I'm like, well, that's boring and flat. So I want to add some texture in. So I scroll through, find what I like. And then after I get the night sky looking the way I wanted it, I add some airbrush in, and then I blend it all together a little bit. I add some shadowing on the ground and on the stairs. Played with a couple different sizes of things that I looked like. I had some stars because I have them there. Again, it took me a while to find the star thing that I like using, but I finally found it, and then I saved it to the side because I think it works perfectly for stars. And then I saved that image. So those are all going to save to your photo gallery. Now, the way that I want you to show me is I want you to open up your phone, your photos, and I want you to screenshot that just the ones that you made, screenshot the backgrounds for me. And then after you screenshot them, you're going to upload that photo. So I screenshotted, and then I shortened or, condensed the page to where we have just the screenshot of the backgrounds that I made, and this photo is what you're going to upload for this assignment. You're going to have 2 days.